okay. It should work then. It really should work. Okay. Should probably bring it up. There we are. Alright, who else is on? Nobody. Okay. What's this? Oh, controls. I'll probably figure stuff out. Okay. So we're gonna be creating what based off of me. Because who would want to do all this? Alright. Sensitivity, how emotional intelligent you are. Not very emotional. How smart you are. I'm a bit smart. Why is freaking over here? Jeez. I am average intelligence. And then, yeah, honestly, this seems good. So my physique is good. My motoristics. Honestly, I could probably add another point in here because that's how. Well, I wouldn't say agile. Maybe, yeah. I need to work on my agility more. But yeah, I have average brain power, average motoristics. I have good physique, but I have like weak psyche. Oh man. Hey, Dream. Just in time to put some points into all of my party members, and you'll understand what I mean by party members. Also, you can actually interact with the game if you click on, or if you go, you know, to the screen, you'll see a Disco Elysium companion, and uh, you can choose what you think is the right outcome. At least, I think that's how that works. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, how was your day? Sex signature? Play the actor, lie, and detect lies. Conception, understand, creativity, see art in the world. I kind of like that. Reconstruct crime scenes. Ooh, I like that one. Call knowledge of producing fascinating trivia. Okay, so they're all... okay, I see how that is. Day is going okay. Just watching a few things at once. Hope your day is doing... yeah, it's doing good. I finally got my tag. I just need to go tomorrow early with my insurance so I can actually start, you know, driving. Other than that, it's been okay. I'm quite excited to play this. Wow, deduce the world. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Okay, you can only put one, right? Yes, you can only put one. Oh, I did not know that. You know nothing about this game. Looks spooky good. Oh, it has a lot of dialogue. I mean, there's probably, I don't want to say a million, but like it's just so much. And once we get into it, we'll know. Hold yourself to keep your morale up. Base psych. Reaction speed. The quickest to react, an untouchable man. Jeez, look at all these like paintings and stuff. Physical instrument, shivers, half-life, suggestion, indescriptible. I do not even know how to pronounce that. Authority, empathy, just everything looks so good. What's my key trait though? Like, what am I, like, my signature? That is a very good question. I'm kind of good at this. Work for the law. But I don't... I... Does anyone have any suggestions in the peanut gallery? Understand others, work. Empathy. I think this is me. Yeah, this is me. Oh. The Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address, even the... Okay.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. You're conscious from hence in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby.
Okay.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Wait, what? An inordinate amount of time passes is utterly void struggle. No ex-wives are contained with what?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of Pelagic Zone. Do you really?
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Yes, your one disco mother.
You said the line.
There's this giant ball there. An evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball.
Huh.
You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large.
Is the ball Earth?
Infinitesimally small.
I assume Earth is the ball and the apes are us.
Vying for resources is just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
That sounds like something I would like to do. Let's go!
Somewhere in the sore, bloated man-meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Wait, what? Mother, help me. There's a head attached to my neck, and I'm in it? To the formless, disembodied nothing.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
It's trying to murder the rest of me. Jeez. Who am I? Does this to her own mouth?
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Hey there, beautiful. Oh, that is not beautiful at all. Jeez. I am a naked man in an apartment that has seen better days. Magnum size bottle of Commodore Red empty. Looks like someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. Oh, it's been going good. I'm having a good day. What about you? Tab. Oh. Cool. What is this? Alright, I got whatever that is. I gained a left shoe. Ah. Destroyed in a fit of rage. Something about the single smallest church. Huh. Ready to be home? Oh, you're still out and about? What is this?
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Let's try that.
You swoop up.
Oh, wow.
The tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Oh. So we're slowly... are we slowly, like, getting our clothes on? Oh, there's pants lying there. Just got off with a finally heading home. It's pouring here, so I'll be back when I get home. Alright. Take your time, I guess. And yeah, take your time. No, I'm looking out the window.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
It really does seem like it.
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is
Who
recent.
is messaging me? Oh, fuck off! Well, not fuck off. What the fuck are you doing? I can only hear audio. I can't see shit. What? Oh, it's kind of like a dialogue-only type game, but it's like a puzzle solver. So there's really no action, but there is a bunch of dialogue describing what's going on. What the scarring?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force.
Did this dude seriously throw his shoe out the window?
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
And don't be mean. People are messaging you because they like you. Accept it. Gotta go by. Wait, people are messaging me? Excuse me, what? Hold on. What are you doing? What is going on? What? I do not... Okay. I'll just ask again when you get back. Okay. Smash through the window.
A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Oh. I gained experience. What is this? No, what was this? Oh. Maybe I was clicking on that. Yeah, I don't see anything over there. What's this? Hey, Gage! What's up? bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet. Jeez, this dude's been drinking.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
How much just came from friends last stream for the new model? Oh, nice. I've been fine. I'm kind of I've been excited today, so well, like I said before, I got my my tag for uh, uh from my car, so I can finally get that out of the way. And I grabbed some food and I'm starting playing, so I am happy. Didn't get to work out today, but there's always tomorrow. Here, jingle. Just don't tell many about it. Jingle.
It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
Ooh. What is this? Oh, it's my shirt. Take your time, Dream. Can I scroll in? Yes, I can. What am I looking at? What is this?
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off.
What?
Hot water sprays from the base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in, has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
And when you mean world ending, you mean he tried to end his own world in such a way, you know.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror.
Oh, and also, I should probably move. Nope, not there. Nope, nope, nope. This? Yep. This is what we're working with here. Maybe I should tactically put it right over here. And just put myself just above.
Abort.
Oh, and you can't
Clearly
see
have not thought
anything.
this through. You won't like what you see there.
I'll
You
put
will
myself
never
right there.
unbecome it.
Thought this through, you won't like to see what. Why not?
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it.
How bad could
Where
it
to
be?
even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
Upholstery of alcohol? What? Is this dude just made of alcohol?
It's not. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you. It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
Damn it. Fucking that. Ugh. Swollen and snake-like, wriggling between. Ugh. I'm scared.
Behold.
Oh. Not that bad. I think. Shit-eating grin, though.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Help me, what is this? course it is. Is it some kind of superstar? I think I'm a superstar. Face of a late-stage alcoholic.
It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
No, this is no.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You've worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off.
What?
What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
God, I don't know. It's some Scrabble. I think it's supposed to look suggestive. I'm afraid it's meant for the ladies. I'm insinuating that I'm vaguely what in the get away from me. Insinuating that I'm sympathetic. I think I'm sort of pulling it off too. As sad, it has been kind of way. There's no charm to it. Expression of pain.
You are correct.
Oh geez, that's low. Oh, that's very low. Dig deep into your mind, locate the source of this expression.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Man, I have this like pretty high. It's like average, I think.
It's too late.
But it's still
Like an
not
image
enough.
on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Oh, I can just use my right mouse button. Okay. Is that really it? Okay. So maybe we can get out now? Go see the world? Damn. Oh, hi lady. What is this? Calendar says March, the year's 51. 1951?
Hello, officer.
Officer?
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
Am I a military personnel?
No.
Chief executive.
The young woman shakes her head slowly. Officer could be an artistic statement. You're already prone to those.
Ah, thank you, conceptuation. Conceptuation. I'm serious, my stage name, right? It's a middling disco. That's too wild. Cheap is what I am.
No. You're a police officer, sir.
Are you shitting me? Don't you forget it.
Okay, cool. I won't.
Good, now I did... How did you know I was a police officer? Don't need to be alarmed, I was just getting the character.
First, I have to ask. Are you okay, sir? You look like you're about to throw up. Can I bring you something?
She's right. Something wants to come out through your mouth. But you can keep it down because your body does not control you.
Small wonder I'm even able to formulate this thought, but I'll be fine. How did you know, cop?
Sir, you've been here for 3 days. On official police business, as you put it. I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Oh, jeez, that's low. How do you remember? I don't really remember being a cop or anything for that matter. Hey, Void Wolf. Welcome to the... welcome to my channel. Why would anyone let me be an officer of the law? Jeez. Let her know you want her physically. Oh, what? No, we're not doing that. No. Why would we creep her out? No. No, she seems like a nice lady. I don't want to let me be a cop.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
Well, yeah, that is true. I mean, I think they do have those IQ tests they do.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Gotcha.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes?
Tell me, is it 51 now? Did you hear anything last night?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace. A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
Oh boy. Oh man. Was I singing this or empty case of... Oh.
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also...
In St. Sans.
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Oh boy. This dude has problems. I mean, in a cool way? Or like a wild beast? Though it once was larger. Oh.
Yes. It was very cool. Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
That's so me. What did I do? Would never have behaved like that. I don't know, man. You were like sleeping in your underwear. Everything trashed, alcohol everywhere. I don't think we can, you know, do this sort of dialogue and expect any real answers. If it wasn't me being insulted.
A window was smashed. A tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
It prides me to hear this. Tell me there was more. Please tell me if there was anything else. Was there anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Hmm.
You're in a hostel, sir.
Wait, is a hostel a hotel? Because the only word hostile is like an enemy. That word is sort of uncommon for me.
We are in Revachol.
Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Rochelle is a disgraced former capital of the world. So we're in a place that's like shitter than shit, like the bottom of the barrel, but except the barrel has a hole in it and we're in basically the ground. Is that basically what I'm getting at here is? Rochelle forever.
You sure look like you're from Revachol. Revachol parties.
But
It's 51.
what century?
The current century?
And that's what number?
Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
How many centuries have what? Excuse me. What?
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
So we're in 8051? I don't understand. Not the bottom. It's like Spain was formerly an empire and then other powers became more important. So Spain ended yeah. Be important too, but not that much. Okay. Okay, thank you for explaining that for me.
You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
Like the game. So Revachol is basically.
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
Ah, I see.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Okay. What is this? Looks like a left. Nice long stub. It's so smoking. Oh. Can I close this? Yep. Because the government doesn't know how to manage them. I see. There's something on the table. Go after it. Money. 40 real. Oh. We're going outside. I thought I was gonna look like through the window or something. It's an important trade hub. Is that my shoe? Ah, I finally found all my material, my clothes. Wait, what?
There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. Like two baby crocodiles.
Two baby crocodiles. Wait, these do not look like normal.
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are. Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
That is fair. Smell of sea makes you dizzy. Okay. Man, these windows are bright. That's probably the reason why. Is there more stuff? No. We're out of more stuff. What?
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
What the fuck? What?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
Oh no. But she broke out the filter. I can't smoke
How
that.
very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
I feel like this dude. Gotta love it when your mind persona goes, "Hey, listen, Bakanoru." This electrochemistry sounds like the person that like is jabbing you in the ribs and saying like, "Hey, buddy, I got something for you. Hey, you want this this hit, this this scrumptious, delicious fat bud that I have right here? Yeah, I got some more, but I mean, this is a test. But hey, I got some more. I should what's the difference between this and this? Should make it priority 1.
Good. Thinking about
Buddy, what do
yummy
you
cigarettes in your
fix
mouth
being
is
wasted
the
by
next best
getting more wasted?
Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time.
Yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the best thing. Make sure you think about it. Juicy sticks.
And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Do they? And wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the phone. Does in this game, do they give you bonuses? Don't answer that. This is just me asking myself. Do they? If you're this much of an addict, maybe. Yes, drugs give you some buffs, but also debuffs. I mean, some of the debuffs involved, I don't know, not able to run. And also not able to, and stain your teeth. My aunt actually smokes while she's trying to stop, but yeah, it stains her teeth.
The door is closed.
Let's leave her alone. Sherry did enough for us. What is this? Never have taken drugs in this game. Not real life, so... I never... Well, I mean, I drank, but, like... The only things I drink is, like, delicious alcohol. Like, fruity stuff. But, like, that piss water that everyone likes, like, no, I'm not into that. Oh, should probably look in this. Interact, tools, close, items. Oh, okay. Oh, should probably look in this one. Oh. Find smokes and smoke them. Is this really an objective? Are you serious? What? Why is that an objective? But would be interesting to see buffs they give. I might try. Not, like, you know, do more, but, like, try. It's a secondary mom man. Oh, I see. Alright, so they have a pretty shitty stage. What the heck? An old karaoke mic is just waiting for someone to sing into. This is where the lyrics would be. Oh. So it's like Yakuza, but shitty. He'd be vibing, though. Yes. What is this? Speaker is connected to radio and music is seasoned static.
You should totally sing karaoke here. The first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People
Kindness,
need to know your
great.
vast, oceanic soul.
My soul is immense. Man, I don't know about me, but like the person I'm inside of, I don't know how bad his soul is. I mean, considering that we've been smashing an apartment, drinking and crying and being, I don't know. He's quite a personality. Personalities. Yes, he has a lot of companions with him. My soul's cubic content is secured by the hangover. Soul's manus.
Of course, like a small animal that only comes out at night. All it needs is to be heard.
Excuse me. How dare you? How dare you? I'm offended.
Through a PA system. By other people. Whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Express yourself.
Oh, jeez, Half-Life. Half-Light. What is No!
Identified as a cop for his prominent
Whoops,
jawline.
I pressed something.
Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. Who is mistakenly
Oh, really?
as a cop for his prominent You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
Last time I did that, I trashed the place, so... No. No.
No, don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound.
What? Inland Empire, please.
You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Sing karaoke. The smallest church of St. Sands. But, right? The menu. It's one word. Monday is written on it. Oh, so it must be Monday.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Cool.
So from a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights and they solve shit.
And law official and sentence sounds weird together.
What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish.
I'm trash.
Yeah, a cool, trash superstar. Big dick cop down on his luck. Salam Rocky by here. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights. Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak. A pulmonary tract infection. Atherosclerotic disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvent it as the world's first celebrity police officer.
Oh, wow. Huh. Sorry. Try infection.
This is the beginning of your legend.
Wave off the thought. Fuck it. Action.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you. And
Whoa.
you along with it.
Boy,
An iconic
Wolf.
monochrome
ZGS.
solution, a black
Or
silhouette
ZGZ.
against
Thanks
a
for the follow.
westernized orange world. It's on.
With the sun flash, the world feels around you and you along with it. An iconic monochrome solution. A black silhouette gather against a rasterized orange world. It's on. Boy. Okay. Water cooler. Wait, is this a door? Oh, whoops. Soft perk. Someone is waking. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Hi, sir.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again.
A stuffed seabird?
That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you. Looks like he's not a fan. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken.
Oh.
The man is trying
right there.
to mend it.
I thought when he said stuffed seabird, I thought you meant like he was like cooking a bird and just stuffing it. I didn't mean like a actual stuff, like, forget it. I'm dumb.
Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall.
Look, your buddy is over there.
What? He's tapping his
Why
foot on
don't
the
you
floor.
go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
I see.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
What's the difference? Let's not make fun of him. Let's just be kind and respectful. Anything we can view before What is this? Can I not grab it? Hello? Okay, I guess I can't grab whatever that is. Sign reads mess hall reserved for reunion members open. Doors open 1600. The heck's this? Ball unplugged.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You.
Why do you have blood on your face? What happened? Did you get into a brawl? Because someone by looks of your...
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
Yes.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Invent a name for yourself. Oh! Jeez! I didn't realize I can make that.
Gold and orange, like a forest fire.
Wow!
On the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Bot! Be gone! Like a forest in the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from the breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but you're still many to go. It is not time yet.
Very well, officer. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
You're taking me for someone else.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right?
Are you my partner? Or, oh wait, no, they said, Kim just said, he was from another department, so why do I not have a partner? Oh. Thank you, Dream. If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Yeah.
It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
I have not.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case.
That's quite okay. You're doing your job. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Dead body? Look, man, you know, yeah. we don't want to lie. We just want to... I don't like dead bodies.
So, the body is still in the tree?
Yes.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight.
Whoa!
As soon as we are done talking to the owner.
So wait, why don't I have any other cop buddies? If I'm an officer, shouldn't there be like a crime scene there? If I told you I'm not really a police officer, how can you be so sure I'm from the police? But I can't remember everything.
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down.
Okay.
After you, officer.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
about
Off
to embark
after
on an
me.
investigation. Shouldn't you have a badge?
Oh yeah, that's true. So, some random lady said that we were a cop, and then this person says we're cops. So I'm going to assume that we definitely are cops, but we just hijacked this body. I don't know why. Alright.
You mean you don't have a badge?
Shh. Pretend you found it. Yeah, he's gonna ask to, like, see it. So, no.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Oh. Okay. Oh, now I have to move me again. Ah, where am I? There I am. There. Let me just move myself down a bit more. Yay, I'm small. Let me know if it looks good or not, because I don't know where I can place myself. Small dragon. No, I am no runt. I am no runt. Oh, he's following me. Oh, we can talk to this lady.
Hello, sweetie.
Hi. Literal kobold. No! No, don't compare me to those fake dragons. I don't know. Lizards. Free XP.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Does that mean you like me? What? Who says this?
Why, you are, officer. And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
Are we actually trying to... Are we actually trying to flirt with this... Wait, cryptozoology? What in the... Okay. Reminds me of cryptocurrency. Like... If, like... the like... So... Would it be like digital animals? Would it be Digimon? Does she like work with Digimon? Done with me this time around. I had once, but then I lost her.
I'm sorry if I was being overly familiar. I know we've only just met.
Oh. Oh. Huh. I didn't know that was an actual thing. Like, I heard of the term, like, the term passed around. I didn't think it was an actual thing. I'm sorry if I'm being overly familiar. I know I've just met.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the Motley Crew. Hire her on the spot.
Why? She's... What are you... I don't even know how to pronounce her name. In Spirit Dick Corpse. Fine, let's just be funny. You seem to be in a chair, yes. Yes, let's tell that to a woman who's in a chair. Just freaking point out the obvious.
Whatever do you mean?
Want to be my wheelchair partner in a fighting crime, reeling back God's a corp. Jonesing for a smoke. Oh, come on. Nothing I was thinking about lyrics to a song when it rolled me.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
Oh, okay. Like Scooby-Doo.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequences, killers, and for a supernatural. What?
I can assure you, with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie. Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see.
There we go.
I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time. Of
Kim
course,
is great.
dear. Good luck with your case.
He sounded a lot more different than what I thought. Because I thought he looks to be... Oh, I don't know.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
He looks like one of those, like, hacker guys in movies and stuff. So... But is he, like, secretly a badass? Because it seems like he's getting his shit together, and the person we're inside of is not.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
Whoop. My bad.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Realizing doesn't know. Harbinger of Ruin. Wait a minute. Wouldn't my name be in the records? You know, in the hostel? Wouldn't it be? Currently in between names. What is gold? What smells like liquor?
Are you kidding me?
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do
Sylvie.
you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you...
What, Bob Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock.
Oh, yes,
I
finally.
sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
Sorry. There's like a freaking gnat that was bothering, like flying all over. So I got him though. And yes, I'm still having gnat issues. Got him. Yes. But it's only a matter of time before more show up. No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on this place. It's just one of many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes?
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
Fair enough.
I didn't imply that. Detective, I have everything. You?
Yes, yes. He means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would? Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
Alright. Take your time. He points up to the kitchen. They holster on a tree.
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Though, excuse me? I don't think he'll know. Sylvie is the one that knows about it.
She went away because none of your business.
Excuse me? I'm sorry. I'm just asking questions.
Extra fine.
That's not at... Whoa! Cyrus! Thank you for the subscription. You didn't have to do that. Oh, thank you so much.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
What? Cirrus. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, no. Oh, I offended you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry there, little moth. Thank you for subscribing, Cirrus. Good, you said it right, so it's better. The hot dragon man guy. Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. My favorite hot demon. I'm not a demon. I'm a dragon. Stop with your sipping. Stop sipping. Takes a big sip. You've taken a sip for your from your New Vegas canteen. Oh, I still love that meme. Not so fast, he points to you. You owe me 103 real. Unnoticed, really.
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
Real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
Thank you, Encyclopedia. By real, do you mean some form of street cred?
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
What do I owe for this place? Is money? You're under arrest! You're under arrest for charging me.
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages.
Got dinner and work soon. Be lurking while you stream. Alright, Cirrus. It's glad to see you back again. We missed you. Hey, Dream. Stop! You violated the law!
Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money. What are you, a philosopher?
What is money?
Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or 8 bottles of potent blend, and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
Wait, that's a lot of alcohol. Jeez. And we only have, like, what, 40 cents? Where do I get it from? Is this money?
Yes, it is.
That's 10. Plus 10 plus 20 equals 40. Oh. Wait. Huh. Okay.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
You're under arrest.
You can't arrest me. I haven't done anything.
Oh. Okay, you're not under arrest. I don't know why I said that. I thought this is something a cop would say.
The words leave your mouth as if walking up the stairs.
I
Everything
fucking
is
will
done.
get bitched.
Can take one step too many.
Oh, so apparently I'm a bitch now. Okay, I'll be the bitch, and you'll be the broke cop who owes me money. And no one will arrest anyone because that's insane. How's that?
Sir, leash in your tongue.
Threat. Ooh. The lieutenant's voice is controlled yet threatening. Like it's coming from a different
The
person.
words nail the cafeteria manager to his place. Unmoving, he stares down at the counter with his cheeks reddish.
Officer, you need to contact your station. Ask your people for assistance with the money you owe this place. There is a shortwave radio in my car. When you get the time, use it.
I'm sorry, but I
Oops.
can't let him stay here if he doesn't pay. He's 3 days on the slip. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, he'll have to work this from home. You can look, but the union squeezed most people out of business to fund the strike. So, I don't know, your best shot is just going home.
Wow. Where is home? Maybe looking at my ID card? Wait, would that be? I've not checked that in a while.
Okay. Let's go.
Good luck.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally skipped stuff.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
Up on Marvel Hill? What's that?
Why did you say that?
Why did I say that? The name must have meaning for me.
The old thesaurus comes up empty. Maybe you should ask the lieutenant. You don't really know, do you? Something produced by the random firing of synapses doesn't sound like a place you can stay if you run out of money.
Hobo cop? What?
Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages.
Advantages? What? Oh. Whoa! Look at that! Wait, some kind of super cop? What is this? What is that? Oh, we can internalize that. And we can internalize that too. Ooh. Likely 4 hours. Wait. Okay, so it doesn't matter, I guess. Let's internalize these. Freaking super cop? I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's a dog. I think it's a dog. It's like someone grabbing a dog. And then I don't even know what the rest of that is. Jeez. First, let's make this absolutely clear. No one is saying you're an actual superstar. It's a glimpses of cocaine riddled with hepatitis C. Strikes a line-esque pose with a mic kind of way. You're not a Gilliman HR Trigger style art. HR Geiger. Oh, HR. Okay. Not Goulian or Leminian or Davy Dewis. No, you're metaphor superstar. You bring the rock and roll authentically and passion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it. Where would some say it doesn't belong? Law enforcement. A cop, a hobo cop. Upsides can be disheveled, doesn't have to wash, carries himself with a lurched gusto. Hobo cop doesn't need anyone or anything. No one can kick you out because you don't have a home. Never pay rent again. Never again hear you're drunk. Why did you even come here? Harry? Go home. You're embarrassing yourself. Downsides, are there any? I mean, seriously, they give me one. Who's Harry? Are we Harry? Huh. But we don't know our name. Okay, that looks like it. Must be just a random name. Summer door closed for winter. Oh, can we not get out? Or is... Whoa. Freaking run out, will ya? Oh, this is the way. You can sleep at 2100. Sleep heals all your health and morale. Oh. A heap of snow melts in a wheelbarrow. Street sign that says "fuck the police." I don't think we're wanted in this city. No. Pigs go home. Street is illegible. Where are you?
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with? Of course. Where to? Oh, that's right there, in the yard.
You're gonna have to be a little specific with that.
Someone has come for it. Finally.
What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez. This intersection is called Roundabout North.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
Okay.
The harbor gates? Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store too.
Fair enough.
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. So just coast.
Oops.
There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
Rows of stalls under a broad roof, where silvery fish were heaped on newspapers. Water everywhere, pouring from the heavens in the shadow of the old church.
Anything else? It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Okay.
No problem.
Who are you exactly?
Me? I am just a gardener. I am pleased to meet you too, officer.
The gardener. Okay.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
Oh, what's this?
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters.
Whoa.
washing the filth away.
How about some work? What? This is... Dang. I wonder how long they took to, like, make all this. This is awesome.
The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol cloak.
Wait, we've already... Okay.
Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinez, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky. The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Urban coastline, rain dripping off Etonite-covered roofs. Cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction. A defunct research and development building, once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water. Coal City, end of all lines.
Huh. What's
There's a
east?
fleet on the corner. A plastic coat is folded into a small triangle under the counter by the window. Beyond that, the strikebreakers have gathered.
Strikebreakers? Oh, I do see a little bit of crowd down up in the top. A little bit of a top right corner.
The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow. La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms. Cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary. Couronne, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off, into the rain. A silvery curtain of rain over the houses, the class divide. Tower blocks crowd one another, 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls.
Oh boy.
Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath a dead man's feet. He swings from a tree, bloated. Droplets of rain slip from his cold cheeks. A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised. The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock. Revachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock is the capital of Revachol. Droplets form on your eyelashes. It's home.
Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? What?
Have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at? Have a brother in the cut.
Okay.
Where the hood at?
In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain.
Okay, I'm back now. The storm still going strong, and it seems to have knocked out my phone service. At least we have power and internet. Oh! I'm sorry to hear that. Stay safe now, and if it gets worse, don't worry about me. Worry about yourself.
It's the only home you have now. But you
All right,
can't
beautiful.
go back. Not like this. Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink.
What's above?
Coalition-era statics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears.
Huh.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They sell them there.
Okay. If I meant to die due to the storm, then I'm not fighting it. It was the way it was meant to be. Oh no. What the heck?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Why am I looking at this?
You look at everything.
I will this storm before it takes me. Well, you are named Stormy after all. What kind of vehicle
Hard
drove
to
through
say.
it?
Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover. No.
Damn.
These tracks are not interesting at all.
Wow.
The street sweeper just sweep them away.
What is this up here? Oh. Up here. Look. Oh. Hello? Oh, I can't go in there. Are we rummaging through garbage? If I had a bag. Ooh. Exactly my point. Oh, wait a minute. I need to actually use this.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
I do not want to mess with that. Ugh. Fucking gnats. What? Are you throwing rocks at this man? Someone's trying to grow herbs in a greenhouse. Must be the gardeners. This kid's ladder is rickety but so climbable. Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being. Is that what it smells like? Ugh. This winch mechanism has been oxidizing for years. Oh, rust, I'm guessing. Why the hell would we know? No, I'm asking that for myself. Light above it. Wait.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just trash container.
Downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage. Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags.
Apparently he thinks we are a group of murderers. No? What do you mean? Not saying some of us might be, but we aren't a group of them. Hello, child. Why are you throwing rocks? What? You must speak Kuno? Why are you talking in third person?
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Wow. Oh yeah, Kuno knees? Kuno ease? Oh yeah, Napa Capi. What the frick?
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Stop being weird. Can't talk, pitch. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Juicy what now?
Drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Oh. Huh. I forgot drugs were a thing. He said it first, not me.
Yeah, Kuno! Ride the lightning, Kuno!
Replay that for me. Shit's coming up strong. That sound good, Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about. And he means drugs.
Kuno's riding it, see?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
I'm very uncomfortable with this man. We should no longer hang out with him. Well, they're throwing rocks at a dead body we're trying to search, so...
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
I agree with you, Kim.
You will see.
Not talking about the shit, man.
The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno!
Jeez!
Each other!
What the Disco Elysium.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
Why does it sound like a duck is trying to get out of your throat every time you talk? Seriously. Body, what about the crime scene? You kids often play in this yard.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
Because puberty. I'm not wrong. Did I stutter? Did I fucking stutter? This is not a kid-friendly. All kids under 18, please leave now. But it is kid-friendly. See, there's a kid on screen. It's kid-friendly. What are you talking about, Stormy? Just wondering. No.
No, it's not fucking Kuno's. It's ancient. Look at it.
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno. He says you climbed the ladder up to your magic treehouse.
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a magic treehouse.
Dude, I don't know about this like world. So I don't know if magic exists or not, but like just apparently this kid is like on something. This is a horrible game.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
We need to leave now. Bad things are coming, I just know it.
Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
Do we know who he was? Do you know how it got up there?
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Alright, alright.
I don't know. Some fucking
He looks around trying to come up with something.
Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Where is Night City?
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
No one said anything about smoking. You brought it up.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
What? That is a word I'm not even familiar with. They absolutely do. Well, not so much as beat, but more of some therapy. I do not know what that is. I don't even want to pronounce it. Whoops! My bad. I meant to press... Jeez. Testing Kuno's patience. Get lost. Want to discuss with the body with you again. Okay, who's Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, pig?
His chest with both thumbs.
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
Their parents need their ass beat. Yes. Yes, very, very much. Sounds like something you call a rabid dog. So refer yourself as third person.
you calling a third person? Kuno's the fucking first person?
Okay, logic is not gonna work with this kid at all.
Kuno, he's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna put his hands on you.
Oh my, this kid. This child. Does this child even go to school? Is there even a school in this place?
Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Ray!
This child needs to just freaking, oh jeez.
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
He's gonna screech. Not doing anything. Yeah, it's better to just leave.
Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno beats the shit out of you.
I'm like twice your, actually probably 3 times your weight, kid.
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass out of here, fat boy, before Kuno fucks you.
Bang! Got bugged by the Kuno.
I got damaged morale from that?
Again. Come back.
What? Why? Okay, sorry, I'm cutting this short today. I'm going to lurk. I need to go lay down for a bit. I have stream. Have a good stream. This is a gamer's trip. All right, Dream. Have a good night. Oops. And thank you for stopping by. Henning, urgent throw. You report missing badge. Pay for damages. Oh, what is this?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Maybe more than
Ooh,
12.
nice.
No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46. You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
I'm surprised that they know it's work boots.
5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
For real. Should probably not be around those children. Am I getting on VR tonight? Oh, I can. The gate is undeveloped.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
Oh.
How many?
400 million.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Light step. Heavy one, 200 killer and an imprint.
A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else?
Heavy one.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
So we'll need to combine this dude's weight, which is already bloated. I don't think there's any way to know about it until we get to autopsy. And then we can definitely know. One of them was carrying him over. Maybe it was a giant. An extremely obese person.
From here, the boot the victim wears.
Wind direction blows stench of...
It's bad. Very bad. Before you can heave, the wind changes direction again. The greenhouse plastic
Ugh.
He appears to be wearing some kind of armor boots. I can't see any exotic prints here. Someone had to carry him. Are any of the other prints deep enough? An obese person is becoming less likely.
This one is stupid.
Possibly, yes. Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
A drummer, that's stupid.
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer.
Okay.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Wait, really? I didn't think that would be a thing.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out.
We're counting...
Seems prudent, no?
We're counting the souls in the dirt here. And there's 8 of them, and one of them has a smooth sole. So when it's in the mud, you can tell, but one of their shoes is smoother than the other. Yes, prudent. I'm not sure. We don't want to attract too much attention. Traffic jams.
Mm-hmm. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
You wouldn't get that from driving unless you're like a truck driver or something. How could you get it from a limp? Oh yeah, that is true. You could get it from a limp.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashot. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last one day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures will preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
Alright. Hey, autosave. Fucker shit him. Oh, jeez.
The corpse looks at you with
Ugh.
bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Oh, there is no way we can like just not.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
Fair enough.
He's about to blow. Cock's gonna blow, Kuno.
Shut up.
The smell
Yep.
is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you expected, more fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Are we really getting a scene? Ugh.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst.
I never. Yeah, it would probably be better if you lurk, Stormy.
Until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
Keep it.
I don't need your pity. Thanks.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia.
Working in Blender, so I can't pay attention. Alright, that's fair. Could use some clear mind.
There is Fritz nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't,
Points to the
there's a
greenhouse.
here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check.
Oh.
Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Huh, okay. Alright, so we can't even look at it. Alright. Lieutenant's handkerchief. Can we put it on... held? No. Bullets? We have a gun? Do we have a gun? I'm gonna have to go hook, have a good train. Okay. Take care, Gage. Thanks for hanging out. Oh. Can just run. Yeah, running after throwing up is freaking amazing.
Hello again, officer. How are things? Sure, I'm
Whoa.
done with it.
Smells gross. Smells in here. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. There is a corpse that made us throw up, so you're not wrong. Sure, I'm done with it. Small capsule, press button.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Let's see. Ah, So we have this, so we can just go over and interact with the body again. Hey, Nox. How's it going? How'd your stream go?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Oh, that's still low. We can't do anything about that now. Until we can just roll better. Roll higher. Good, just feeling the aches from vaccine, so not fun. It was alright, died a lot. Sorry to hear that, dude. What? Did he not get the vaccine? Or can he not get the vaccine? Book has a rose and a pistol and a half-naked dame. Oh, it's a bookstore. Outside? We haven't yet. Oh. How'd he get it? Was he just in public places without that on? Kevin and I have to take off to get it. Working. Okay. This is a book about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it is about, nor does it seem important. Book about culture promotes freedom and roaming upstream. Book about the future, government reads mind using technology. He's a welder, so they don't wear masks, because you will pass the fuck out under helmet. Yeah, I know about that. Not the welder part, but like, I definitely know the feeling. What in the... Oh, I can go down here. There's just so many marks. What is this? Oh, directions. What's this? That bag in your hand, you could probably collect all these... Oh. Bottles. Yeah, reach broken window.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Probably some kids.
Gee, I wonder who.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onug, written on the other side.
Oh.
Scribbled backwards.
Yep. What did I think?
Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys.
Or what did I say?
Behind the water lies a coast, studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts. Lanky, weather-worn wooden planks. An X-shaped cross topping its tower. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Poor little viewer.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
What's this person? Don't start trouble, I fix it.
FBI, open up!
Thank you for waking me up. Jeez. I'm dead. That was worth it. Hey, we got a bag now. Why are we collecting bottles again? Oh. Okay. So we're recycling them. Gotcha. Sin squall of seabirds. What is this now? Spiral bolt holes in the wall? Oh, these. Oh. I thought it was more graffiti. Whoa! I found a bunch of money.
Yes? Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Sure.
That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Is it... Hold on. Is it like... Alright. I wanna see what you guys think. Get a little view about what we're doing. Oh, I see. I see how it is. I have I have too little view to actually use this, so whatever.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from
I gotta
Seoul,
gasp
so was my
one of
grandmother,
these
from my
days. I
mother's
hope
side.
to get a school.
It's not an interesting topic.
I gotta stop talking to chat while they're talking. Sorry. I gotta gasp one of these days. I hope to get a squeal or scream. One day. That's because half son, quarter of my father's from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but my mother's side.
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
No! I'm saying during what they're talking, okay? After they're talking, I'll interact with chat, okay? Sheesh, you have to keep, like, teasing me about this?
You're barking at the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Havasholia. What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know, you have, like, people inside your head that are talking to you.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
So, you know, tap chimes in advice warnings or anything.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me guess. I know there's people that can't think and, like, make discussions inside their head. Can it be that, like, this person can't think of that? Or Kim's not that? Just here for the sarcasm and side commentary. Fair enough. You'll get plenty of side commentary.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
You don't need... Thank you, electrochemistry. Oh, my cousin doesn't have a voice in their head, which I find it very weird, because who do you talk to when you're bored? I don't know. That's rather odd. I even have my seven of my characters. Whenever I'm trying to like think of something, you know, trying to change my life and stuff, I usually write all their stuff down about what they think, and I usually try to plan accordingly. Ugh, pride gets to me a lot. It digs deep down into my soul and makes me feel bad about myself.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
Good. Let's change the subject.
You seem to be following me. Alright, let's not make him mad or anything. What is this? What am I looking at? If I read a book, I see it as a movie. They don't, and it's so weird. It's like, how can you not hear your voice inside your head? It's just weird to me. Exactly. Ooh. What is that? Is it a bird? Lonely cormorant surveys the sea. It's a bird. What? What am I grabbing? Oh, it's on the other side. For me, there's just too many voices, but that's what makes me entertaining. Oh, you can go up here. Oh, I'm on the other side. Hi there, child.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep? Pigs come to take me out, trying to snuff me out. Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever.
She hisses. Yes, we have. What is this? A garden hose. Used for the melts. What is that one? Anything good here? Oh! And magnesium? Oh! For my morale.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Oh, there's no way. Conceptualization's friggin' low. Huh? Can I actually get up there? No, I can't. Okay. Before I talk to that person. Tables eaten by rain and rot. Another splatter bolt holes on the wall. These barrels are half full of rainwater. Oh, I didn't see that one. Orange bum hat? Wait a minute, what? Hold on. Hold the phone. I got a beanie. What's this? Just a closed door, but you look at it very suspiciously. Oh, it's locked. Oh, what is this up here? Is that new clothing? Like, obviously I can't get up there. I can't get up there either. Oh, wait a minute. There was one person that was up here. Talking with view and the hanging.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Breakthrough? Oh. Nice.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Gendarmerie, what it?
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to spare.
Oh, shut the fuck up, electrochemistry. Get your shit out of here.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
Oh.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over. It was my Sunday friend.
Sunday friend, huh?
A Sunday friend. How intriguing. He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles.
Oh boy.
Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching, spying on you three.
Something's up.
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez. That sounds like a... That sounds like a fake name. It'd be like, Whiskey Nays. Yes, that's it. Or no, Chris with a K, but Christophilus. Yes, that's it.
Martin Martinez, good local name.
Oh,
let's go with that.
All right, you got me.
No. We won't.
Why?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
This is
Whoa!
questions.
That is 28%?
Be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains.
Wow, that's a perfect 10. Jeez. Place time. Hey, listen.
For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. Compassion and a hint of understanding.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
But, hold on. What's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
Alright. Well, bye. Secret stuff. Secret stuff.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
Wait, stone towards small rock on a soggy patch of grass.
Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
Nice. Alright. Where are we going? Why is our camera like this? What was it? Oh, right here.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. There's a key beneath it.
Oh!
From the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments and a man can be in any of them. We'll just have to go in and see.
Okay. Oh wait, can we? What's in here? Oh. Stormy. Ah. Ugh. Alright, doing them. One, two, three, four, five. This isn't about love, okay? I put it there for a reason. Why is my phone exploding with notifications? Ah! Why is that drop? Okay. Okay. So I did my 5. Why? Why? I'm already getting ripped. Ooh. Huh. Okay. Eviction notices missing pets and plaster on top of each other. Wow. What's inside here? This box is filled with chemicals. Oh wait, is this the door? Yes, it's a door. Just helping. Thank you. Thank you for the help. Oh. Flip up glasses. Auditor. What's this look like? Balancing the books. Filthy Bobo. plus logic minus authority. I have no authority. Hey, what are these? Why is there shoes on the ground? Oh, it's money. Someone has drawn 5-point star on the wall. No, go and get... Oh, there's more money. Postcard? Stop messaging me! Fuck! You know what? Fucking... Sorry. Family. Yeah, I'm fine, just family. I keep hearing them over and over. No, it's... They're just overprotective is all. And there's some shit that happened in the past I do not want to discuss on stream. Foreclosed Martez, Realty Associates. What is this? Someone has torn down a wall. I see. The sea below looks cold. What is this?
Shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor.
Appreciate it. Of your size for warmth.
A former architect stands before a slice of window. A room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius. Is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression. Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down. Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down. It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. She had an eye for beauty.
Interesting. Is that all leads to Bucky? Let's talk to this person.
Give me a moment.
Her knuckles white as a bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing. Wow.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
This woman's health is failing her. There's not much to do. Not in this damp.
Go ahead then. What do you want to know, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways. If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the cold room.
Oh, that's really not good for your bronchitis.
It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the cold room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery.
Oh, you'll find plenty of martins here. Don't you worry. Key brain. Someone played a trick on you.
Knew it.
Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez, like Tim Jamrock or Raoul Ravager.
I knew it. That name didn't sound right at all.
Oops, you really didn't get the joke there.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
I just realized what the picture is. It's like some dude having his head back like this, and like smoke is coming out of every orifice of his face. That is rad looking.
What's he in trouble for?
He's wanted for murder.
Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Alright. What is this? Items. Boogie Street. Huh. Smoke around a balcony. Locate door number 28. Oh, what is this place? Side of frame motorcycle and repair tools are used to assemble it. Whoa. There's a girl upstairs. Did she spill paint? Oh.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
Cindy the Skull. I mean, that's a little on the nose from what I'm seeing, I guess?
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
This lady. I am the law.
Ask away, pigman. I don't promise to answer.
Despite the sash, she puts the brush aside. Side, what are you looking at?
She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features.
Well, considering someone has a frickin' boat.
The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
I'm
Good
not.
idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Improve your skills while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to her on.
Jeez. You are jealous. And pretty psychotic.
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Man, just hostilities all around.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit.
Good luck with that.
I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Then why did you pour paint on the side of the walls, idiot?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cabs. And my name's not Mona, so...
Huh. Oh boy. Oh no.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval. Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
I sure do. Oh, more junk. What's this? Is this a door? I don't even know what that is. What is that over there? Looks like there's more construction here once decades ago. Oh. Oh, okay. I thought it was something else. Hey, more health. This is worth more than you'll ever own in life. Yep. Exactly.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What's that? It's a little foggy here.
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Sure you have.
She meant it in jest.
I'm glad to see you here.
It's cold and
I was
tight.
dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Thanks.
Quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group. Why, yes I am.
Now look, people. Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing, though these days I mainly use it for business.
What kind of business? Like leisurely? Like tours, sort of?
It's a pleasure craft.
Oh.
A 19... My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
The eel's hips?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles.
Dang.
Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but 2 insulindic regattas. Even finished once. The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Actually, you don't. The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little-known fact among us law officials.
How exactly is... How little-known fact is this? So we can't pull over random civilians, demand their papers. That's weak. Really?
Unless it's their passport. No. Do you want to ask for the lady's passport?
Of course.
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seagent. The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you, face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads Rejoice Leighton Messier.
Wait, born in 3, so she's about 48 years old? Since this is 51, she's about 48 years old, I think. I might be a number off.
Yes, but please don't call me that. Joyce is much more efficient. My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when traveling.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
Yay, experience.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not? I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Fair enough.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands. Good.
Let's see.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Uh-oh.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible after a night of heavy drinking. Let's not talk about the drinking. That's not very professional, I guess.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Let's try it.
Feeling
Damn.
will guide the way.
But madam, I need to know about this, and it's very important to me. It's the case I'm solving.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
I understand. It's not like a side case for me. It's my main thing. You have so much else. I only have this. This entirety of my existence.
Silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
This boat, for example, in a home somewhere, I only have this case. Oh, really? What? How's this morale? What? Okay.
Officer.
Car. Wow, everything went dark. I don't remember anything except this.
You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting it. Somehow.
How am I doing this?
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
Like?
The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbor. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it.
Well, considering what we've seen of those children that are throwing rocks at a dead body, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't think it's a secret.
Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Alright, what do you want? Oh.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
Fair enough.
You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months.
Yep. So, there's literally no point. We need to find our badge somewhere. Not sure where, but somewhere. Alright, we have another quest upon another quest upon another quest. What is this? Oh, leveled up. Alright, what do we need? don't know what we're needing. Why is electrochemistry this high? Did I actually put a point in there? Oh wait, no, it might be one of my items. Why is this so low, though? Oh, I put empathy in there. Okay. What was it for the body one? I kind of want to know. Or, wait, what do we have in our items? Oh, what is this over here? Ah. It's another bottle. Oh, hello. Oh. Gonna take all that.
This Postlavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Good delivery box. He's actually petting it.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Been there. Mail collection box. You should man the fuck up. Why are we talking to a mailbox?
The mail collection box seems cathartic. Thankful even. So do you. Then you swallow.
Did that seriously heal my morale?
And then suddenly you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachon forever.
Huh. Alright. Let's see about that dead body now. See if we can get that with the points we have. And not keep hurling up our dinner, or in this case, the alcohol.
There he still is.
Look. Oh wait. What is this? Order for kids, wouldn't hold. Okay.
There he still is.
Oh, it's endurance.
Right through you with his white.
Take the blows, don't let the world kill you. Shrug off the pain. They have to hurt you more. Okay. Now let's see.
He still is.
Ooh.
Right through you with his white. You crack open.
Ah, finally.
And breathe in. The odor of death is still stronger. It's a.
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
I wonder, is it... I wonder if you can save scum this, or is this gonna be like the XCOM thing where they don't let you?
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Isn't ceramic, like, really tough?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
Huh.
Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in ceramic shell. Resist death.
No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They have removed all his clothes to get to it. They did not just strip him for the putrid rags.
Then where are these clothes they have seen around?
Someone could have cleaned the yard, but that's a question for the red hat thing.
I hear you, cop.
Jesus.
About the Kuno. Come here and say it to Kuno's face.
We're not gonna antagonize them.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties, and the like. This one still has his underpants.
What? Are you trying to ignore me now, fuckface?
Kuno, this boots shit is super boring, and the guy's a total victopaz.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
Punch it harder.
Your fist connects to the boot with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder.
Did you hear that? A click? This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally, from plate to plate. When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. See these lines?
What?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates, where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates, until there are hundreds of them altogether.
How's that work?
Like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps. If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whorls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Good. Can you read it to me? We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us. It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
Really?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Whoa!
By catching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
Wait, what? No, that's not what I mean.
Of course.
What do you... What?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay. Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
It was like he's going to raid someplace.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal! What's wrong with you, asshole? Where's he letting Goku know?
I don't know, baby. I don't know why he's such a...
Officer, if I may ask, what were you trying to achieve by putting on the deceased foot?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos.
Just gonna ignore him.
Extremities blotched pink and blue. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you. Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits.
Oh, come
lets you
on.
Decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
Extremely. Industrial strength. A can used for tying cargo to lorries. Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves.
Polyester seems strong. How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Did they climb up the ladder? No. We've already... No one can climb up that thing. Or, climb up that thing. There's no way adult can climb up those planks.
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Oh, that's what they did. Because it seemed like it was enclosed.
It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced.
Whoa.
See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed. The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
Alright. At least he's nice about that.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. 100.
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
What? It's a tattoo.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
So am I.
Swing fills air to pulls down.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
He produces two metal cap amplifiers and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. Thin slot shines there.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a
Whoa!
small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Here, a souvenir.
Oh.
Don't lose it.
Okay.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Oh. You're in due to preliminary expression in different parts. Well, you can't get into it right now. Or is this one it? Is this one internet? Nope, that's not it. That's definitely not it.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. The corpse is
figured.
dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
Thank you.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench, eyes like a shark. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
Yeah, that's, don't think about that.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Yeah.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
That's a new one.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
This girl. He went to declare some before death.
Did we? I don't feel lucky. I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck.
Let's gather his hands and feet. So let me guess. He might have, from what I can assess, he must have been alive when he got hung, because usually when people are hung, they will be grabbing at the rope, trying to get out as best as they can. The feet, I'm not sure. Wait, his feet. Wait, how do you know his feet is bloody? The neck, yeah, because he's, you know, getting this. I forgot the name all of a sudden, but yeah, the skin is like ripping apart and it's like getting blood out of it, or at least some of it.
The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death. I agree.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
So is his personality and passion. No, better not to say that. Too heavy, totally. This Buster's not coming back. Deadly dead. What is dead, anyways?
He's.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's down.
The cadaver slowly twists.
Yep, the examination's done.
His torso covered.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
What is this? Oh. Oh, it's just saying, okay.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it. Climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Well, we cannot just leave this body up here. Shoot him down. Maybe we can summon a harbor.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Shoot up there, maybe. Just point at the branch.
It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work. It will maybe cut one thread loose.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
What's the worst can happen? Shoot the head and mess with the body.
I I'll blow his head off.
Yep.
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel,
Wow.
separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
Wait. Drops a paper cartridge in the barrel? Separates the scouring stick and gives... What? Wait, he has a pistol that's a flintlock? Is it a flintlock? What?
He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
Well,
Fucking idiot! Muckabah asshole!
what is that language?
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano clad.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. It's bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks here. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just...
They only have one gun!
Oops.
Great. Thank you, Inland.
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Officer, why do we only have one gun?
The lieutenant follows suit. He finishes loading the gun in silence, then hands it to you.
Let's not make our morale even more worse than it is.
Take it, you fucking banana pointer! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Kuno is silent. Aggression gathers in the air. The trigger feels delicate and ready to break under your finger.
Why is Kuno being so quiet?
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth?
Whoa!
At least you won't miss.
Jeez, come on, girl. Point the gun at Kuno knees. As much as I want to, contact the parents first. Jeez, say shut up.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
We can't do it.
I agree. Enough gunslinging for today. We need to access the harbor and ask the leader of the Union to have it taken down. They have the tools, and they have men.
Cool. Alright. I'm done for today. Save game.